Well, Dr. Adetokunbo Adedeji joins us now. He's of the Professionals for Change. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for welcoming me here.
Well, yeah, looking at the latest onslaught, military rescuing 293 girls, but there are those who are thinking now, yes, thumbs up to the military for this one, but if they don't find the Chibok girls amongst those ones in Sambisa Forest, many wonder, where else can they search now?
I'm not too sure that the Chibok girls are going to be found intact. In other words, the ones that were taken at that time from Chibok will perhaps be scattered in different parts.
I'm tempted to say wholesale.
You know.
We get your... but if you look at this picture and when it was taken,
yeah.
Do you think that they would want to scatter them?
What else would they have done over 1 year? They wouldn't be able to keep them together in 1 year. They would have to move them. They would have to divide them up into various batches. The ones that would be made to get indoctrinated would be on one side. The ones that would be used as sex slaves would be. The ones that would be sold. They had enough time to do all that. That's the dynamics of war. So they're not going to be kept together.
People are hopeful because nobody expected to find 200 girls and 93 women who are not from Chibok together in one place.
Yeah. They haven't told us how they have been able to get these people together. They probably got some group at one point, put them together somewhere, got some other group at another area, put them together somewhere. And
the military.
Yeah. So the total number they have been able to rescue within that environment is what the figure we're getting, which is the 200 girls and 93 women. Now, whether they are specifically the people they took from, the girls they took from Chibok, is yet to be identified. But common sense tells me that in a war situation, they're not going to find the people they picked up in Chibok all in one place.
Yeah, but tell us, what was your initial thought when this news broke?
Well, I congratulate the military for at least bringing some people out alive from a war-torn area. The people who died probably died from either the insurgents killing them, or the people who died may have been caught in a crossfire when the military was trying to go in there. So if people are found alive, they are the lucky ones who didn't get caught either by the firepower of the insurgents or the military that came in there to come and visit them. War is not a very, it's a very distasteful thing, and therefore you should expect the worst. Now, anybody who comes out alive from war, whether you are a soldier or you are a civilian, you just count yourself very lucky. Now, that these people have been found alive is the grace of God. They could all have been killed in the crossfire. And therefore, we give kudos to the military for finding people alive and bringing them out of the war area.
You know, when I think it was at the initial, not at the initial stage, but not too long ago too, I do remember that report that was put together where the military did say, look, they never will this kind of thing happen to this country again. That they were speaking at their own level. But what do you think that we should be doing to ensure that, yes, indeed, we put our money where our mouth is and ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen in this country again?
Well, to be honest with you, how did these all start? If we go back to how all this started, then perhaps we'll be able to say it will never happen again if we take care of that. People started feeling disenfranchised, feeling that they never got the level of justice that they deserve in the society. They never got equity.
But people will always feel that way.
Oh, yes. But it is the responsibility of government to disabuse the mind of people by giving them at least a token to say that, look, we are a responsible government. We will do this for you to make you happy. And that is the basic thing that was lacking. It is that sense of deprivation that drove people to that extreme. And we need to address that. The inequality in the society.
That's on the one hand. Pardon me for butting in, because the other aspect of this is, yes, they feel disenfranchised, but you know, there are people who also argue, of the school of thought, that if people are disenfranchised and then there are systems, there are institutions in place to ensure that they don't exceed certain things. Take, for instance, our borders. When you speak to some authorities about our borders, they'll tell you, our borders are too big. We can't police our borders. This is the same sing-song year in, year out. So it looks as if we throw our hands up in the air saying, we can't police our borders, and that settles it.
It still goes back to where we started from, good governance. Look, I will keep repeating these statistics. 40% of adult men in America work for government. 40%. And 3/4 of those people work for the police, the military, the National Guard, the security agencies, and what have you. There is enough room for us to engage people to do so much work in this country. And it all starts where you appreciate that there is work to be done. If the government appreciates that there is work to be done in this area, we have enough people, for God's sake, to be able to work in those areas. You're talking about guarding the border. Don't we have able men who can be employed to do that? We have graduates that have come out of universities and have not been engaged up till this moment, 3 years after graduation. I mean, there is work to be done. So it's the government that has to put things in perspective. If we're talking about security, employ enough people in the various security networks. I once told you on air here that in Egypt, if you enter, there are people whose job is to pick on every new foreigner that comes into Egypt from the first day, from the airport, and he tells that person for the next 1-2 weeks to give report back to the security agencies.
Without the person knowing. If in some other African countries, when you get in there, the SIM card for your phone that they give to you,
right,
you have to return it.
Yes.
When leaving.
Exactly. So this is a way that they use to track people. And there are human beings who do that. So this is room for employing a number of people.
Can we do that here?
Yes, we can.
Can we afford it?
Yes, we can. There's so much wastage on things that really will not give us any positive result. We spend money in those areas.